Recording your first album is a pretty special time for most bands. Everyone is creatively moving in the same direction. The songs have been written and tightened to perfection. It's time to choose a studio to capture the magic and a producer to help you craft your sound. Our band Hurt was about to record what would become our debut album, Porn Star. We had built a studio that we also rehearsed in and decided to record there, so all that was left was choosing a producer. We had a meeting after rehearsal one night to start the producer picking process. We were supposed to come up with 2 names each, and then we would narrow it down to 1. I remember listening to a ton of records at the time and looking at the credits to see who produced what. We were a techno-metal band. Imagine if 9 Inch Nails and Korn had a baby. So old school rock and roll production just wouldn't cut it for us. We needed more modern production. Someone who could get guitars and synths to live together in a mix. My first choice was Terry Date. Terry had done Pantera and White Zombie records. Obviously just slightly bigger bands than ours. So more than likely we couldn't get him. My second choice was Devin Townsend. I had the Heavy as a Really Heavy Thing album and a promotional copy of City and was blown away by the production on both albums. Next band meeting, I brought up my choices and played a couple tracks for the band. Everyone was in. Now all we needed to do was get him. Devin used to be the singer of Steve Vai's band, and this was our in. Hurt's other guitar player, Tommy, was lifelong friends with Steve Vai's manager's assistant and could put us in contact with Devin. Devin and Strapping Young Lad were going to be in LA for the last Foundations Forum ever and basically driving past our studio on the way home to Canada. Our studio also happened to be at Tommy's house at the time, so the plan was Strapping Young Lad would drop Devin off at Tommy's house on their way home. Now I want to take a second to talk to just all the metal bands out there real quick, so everyone else, don't listen. Can you imagine having Devin Townsend come to your house to record your debut album? Well, take a second and imagine it. Okay, everyone else can listen now. So one afternoon, a van pulls up and Devin gets out. He talks to Tommy for about 5 minutes, grabs his gear, and tells the rest of the guys to take off. The first couple days were dedicated to drums, and our studio was pretty small, so if you weren't recording, you were just taking up that elbow room. So fast forward to the most important part of any recording, the guitars. I can hear your eyes rolling into the back of your heads right now, but what is it that most bands have 2 of? Drummers? Yep, I've seen that a couple times. Bass players? Maybe in a Spinal Tap tribute band. Singers? Yep, seen that too. But most of the time, it's guitars. But I digress. Tommy and I used our Ibanez 7-string guitars loaded with recently released EMG 707 pickups for the album. But for the songs that require only 6 strings, Devin had brought along a black ESP Explorer with him, and he wanted both me and Tommy to use that for tracking and not our own guitars. Now, rumor has it, ESP had mistakenly sent him this Explorer that was meant for James Hetfield, and he wasn't giving it back. So all you guitar players out there, what would you do? I think we recorded all the guitars in 2 nights. I remember tracking going really well and us cracking jokes about Devin's Canadian sayings, like him taking "I'll bust a cap in your ass" and turning it into "I'll pop a cork in your bum." On the last night after we finished all the guitar tracking, Devin asked if we wanted to jam. Hell yeah, I said, let's do it. Devin jumped behind our drummer's kit and said, play as slow as you can. So we played the sludgiest riffs we could come up with on the spot. After a 2-day mix, we put Devin on a plane home, and he was never heard from again.
Hello there, listen to me. Do you want to know about all the new things? Then hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Hit all the bells, Liberty Bell, bells and whistles, smoke and mirrors, smokes and magics. Just jump through the hoops like they want you to.